Picture this, it's late. You open your fridge and grab a yogurt cup. It looks fine, it smells fine. But then you look at the lid, it expired yesterday. Suddenly, your brain panics. Is it still safe to eat, or is it a biological time bomb? Every year, billions of dollars of perfectly edible food are thrown in the trash simply because of one tiny printed date. But here's the surprising truth. That date is mostly an illusion. Today, we are uncovering what expiration dates really mean, where they came from, and the hidden chemistry of why things go bad in this episode of The Anatomy of Things. Let's start at the beginning. For most of human history, food didn't have a timestamp. If a piece of meat looked gray or milk smelled sour, you didn't eat it. Your nose and eyes were your only labels. So who actually invented the expiration date? Believe it or not, we largely have to thank the American Mafia. In the 1930s, the notorious gangster Al Capone was looking for legitimate businesses to wash his money. He bought into the dairy industry. The legend goes that after a family member got violently ill from drinking spoiled milk, Capone used his massive influence to lobby the city of Chicago to stamp dates on milk bottles. From there, as food started traveling across the country and sitting on supermarket shelves, the practice spread. Manufacturers needed a way to guarantee consistent quality and protect themselves from lawsuits. Notice I said quality, not safety. The labels we see today are wildly misunderstood, and it causes massive amounts of unnecessary food waste. There isn't just one type of date. A sell-by date is literally just an internal memo to the grocery store clerk. Best before simply means the manufacturer guarantees peak flavor and texture up until that exact day. If you eat it the day after, it won't hurt you. It just might not taste 100% perfect. Only use by typically found on fresh meat, fish, or unpasteurized dairy is an actual safety warning against bacterial growth. But how exactly does a company decide that a box of crackers expires in exactly 2 years? They don't actually wait 2 years to find out. In the lab, they use a process called accelerated stability testing. They put the food, or the pharmaceutical, into specialized environmental chambers. They crank up the heat and the humidity to artificially stress the product. By increasing the thermal energy, they speed up the chemical reactions. This allows them to chemically simulate months or even years of shelf life in just a few short weeks. What they are watching for during these tests isn't usually dangerous bacteria. They are watching for the degradation of the materials. When a potato chip goes bad, it isn't rotting. It is undergoing lipid oxidation. The fat molecules from the frying oil are reacting with oxygen in the air, breaking down the chemical bonds and turning the oils rancid. When a cookie goes stale, it is just moisture migration. Water molecules are moving from the humid air into the dry starches of the baked good. And sometimes it isn't the food that goes bad at all. It's the packaging. Over long periods, the polymer structures in plastic wrapping, or the seals on canned goods, slowly begin to break down, letting in microscopic amounts of air. The food inside is completely safe to eat. The chemical environment has just shifted. This chemical reality applies to your medicine cabinet, too. People regularly throw away perfectly good painkillers the moment they expire, assuming they have somehow turned poisonous. They haven't. The active pharmaceutical ingredients in standard over-the-counter solid medications are incredibly stable. When they pass their printed date, the molecules simply begin to slowly degrade. A massive study conducted by the FDA and the Department of Defense found that 90% of stockpiled medications were still perfectly good up to 15 years after their expiration date. It is an efficacy curve, not a toxic cliff. The printed date is a liability shield and a quality guideline. For highly perishable items, absolutely respect the date. But for dry goods, canned foods, and pantry staples, your senses are a highly evolved chemical detection system. Trust your nose, check the texture, and use common sense. If you have a suggestion for the next everyday mystery or hidden science we should explore, leave it in the comments below, and we'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement in the next video. Thank you for joining us today on The Anatomy of Things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.